Rebel Radio. That right there is a band called the Acacia Strain Bitter Pill. They're playing tonight with Hatebreed, Twitching Tongues, and Crowbar. And right now, live from the Forge in Joliet, my good friend Kirk Windstein from Crowbar. What's up, Kirk?
Hey, how you doing, Scott?
I'm doing great. How's the tour going so far with you guys in Hatebreed?
Fantastic, man. Most of the shows have been sold out. It's been packed. All four bands are kicking ass. It's great. Great tour. Really nice guys. Of course, we go way back with the Hatebreed guys and all that. But everybody's kicking ass, man. It's a really good tour.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing to play sold out shows every night. That's awesome, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Probably reminds you of the days back when you guys played with Pantera all the time, right?
Yeah, a little smaller, of course, but yeah, it's the same situation, man. When you can get on a really good tour, it's fantastic. Especially like with the rec support. So to me, that's even like the best slot. That's the funnest slot. I mean, you're not headlining, you're not playing quite as long, but it's still everyone's in the venue at that point. That's going to be at the show, and it's a really good spot to have. So that's we're having a blast on this thing, man. It's kick ass.
And you guys are right before Hatebreed as well, right?
Right.
So it's going to be Twitching Tongues first, about 7:30. Then it'll be second up will be the band that is called the Acacia Strain, and then Crowbar, and then Hatebreed. Wow, great show tonight at the Forge in Joliet. Is this show sold out as well, or is it? I know it was close.
It's a lot of tickets sold, not officially sold out. So if you get tickets now, get them or come down early. Doors are, if you're not already on your way, doors are 6:30, I believe. So
yep, 6:30 doors. Now, I would say if you're planning on going to the show and you don't have tickets, buy them online or buy them if you can.
Exactly.
Buy them in advance.
Twitching Tongues hits stage at 7:30, and it's pretty much just full on slot from there until Hatebreed's done.
How long is the Crowbar set? Like 45, 50 minutes?
Yeah, we do 45. I think Acacia Strain do 40, and I think Twitching Tongues do 30. Hatebreed does an hour or so. They're no more headlining set.
Very cool. Now Hatebreed's going to play the first release in its entirety. Is that correct for the show too?
I haven't seen the whole. I know they've been doing the majority of the stuff off of the first and Perseverance, I believe.
Yeah. I saw them at Metro.
It's kick ass. I know this is part 2 of the
tour.
The tour with those 2 records. So that's the vast majority of the set for sure. There's a nice surprise toward the end as well every night, which is really cool. So if you'll catch that.
I saw part 1 in Chicago at the Metro back in December. Great show, great, same thing, packed house, and looking forward to seeing Hatebreed again tonight. I'll be out there as soon as I got the ear here. How are things with Crowbar after this tour? You got the Hatebreed tour now. What's up next for Crowbar?
Well, we got 4 days off, and we're straight away to Europe for 4 weeks. We got back to Europe in June and July, doing a lot of festivals, and then September will be UK and a few. UK, Ireland, Scotland's basically UK also, but, England, Scotland, Ireland, and some other shows, a few in Europe. It looks like there's even like a fly date in Helsinki, Finland, so we're pretty stocked up, and probably, in all honesty, after that, it'll be time to hit the studio, for the new record, which we're excited to be the first one with Big Todd back on bass.
Cool.
And, we're all stoked about that, so.
Now, do you have any song titles or album title for this next release yet?
No, the way we kind of work is it's a lot of bands write on the road and continuously write stuff like that. We're in touring mode at one point, and then we're in writing mode, studio mode at that point. So right now there's not really any ideas, anything like that thrown around. But when we decide to let's start writing, then we're completely in writing mode. That's a every waking moment thing. So until it's done, man. So
how does Crowbar? Okay, this is 2018, and I remember seeing Crowbar way back in the 90s. How does the writing process differ from back then, or does it?
It differs in the sense that back then we used to practice, like pretty much Monday through Friday, but we were all broke. So that was kind of like our going out. We pick up a couple of tall boys and whatever. Had to practice and jam for a couple of hours. And kind of work it up as a band. Now the process on the last couple of records has been a lot more of me and Matt Brunson, our other guitarist, kind of getting together with ideas and kind of putting it together. But we all talked. I mean, this time I really want to try to approach it the old school way, where we're in the rehearsal room together, really working these things out and hammering them out. Kind of like we did in the old days. I mean, things have changed so much technology-wise and all that kind of stuff. But we're still old school. I mean, I record all my riffs on my freaking video myself. I mean, I don't have a home studio and all this fancy crap or any of that. I'm too old school for that. But we are excited to get to writing, but plenty of live shows and touring to do before then.
Now you come up with riffs all over the place. It's pretty easy for you to write a song, isn't it?
Thankfully, so far, yeah. For many years now, it's like 29 years of Crowbar. So, about Crowbar songs. So it's kind of in my blood, I guess. It's never gone away. It's taken a few hiatuses, and a few breaks, but the band's never broken up or quit or anything like that. Of course, for a while, Down was my main focus, but it's been back to Crowbar focus going on 5 years now. At the end, like this summer around July, it'll be 5 years where it's just Crowbar only,
And you decided that 5 years ago, just to focus on Crowbar, right?
Yep. And I'm very happy with that decision, and it's worked out well. I mean, it's just tough these days for everybody, man. It's feast or famine. I mean, we're on a tour right now. That's a really good tour. Pays well. The shows are packed, so you're doing great merch and stuff. But it's a lot of peaks and valleys, and you just gotta be focused and determined and persevere.
How many studio releases has Crowbar put out now?
We have 11 studio releases.
Wow. When you first started Crowbar, did you think you'd be doing 11 studio releases? That's a lot.
Not really, especially considering nothing was put out between 2001 and 2005, and then nothing between 2005 and 2011. So that was 11 years of nothing, and this will be album 12 though coming up, because we don't stop, it's like when we're like focused in on it, it's tour. All right, let's start writing, go straight to the studio, record, set up the next bit of touring, and get back out and do it again.
Now, does every song start with a riff?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, occasionally I have lyric ideas and stuff ahead of time, but I've never really written a song around a lyric idea. It starts out with one killer riff, and from there it just grows. I mean, if we have one killer riff, we can, a song evolves around that one riff. It was kind of the same way, with Down too. And when we did the last couple of Down records that I was part of, it's the same thing. If we had one killer riff, it's like, all right, we got the meat and potatoes of this thing, the foundation. If you start out with one killer riff for the foundation and build around it, usually you got a winner.
It's Rebel Radio. I'm Scott Davidson. We're talking to Kirk, the guitarist from Crowbar. They're playing tonight at the Forge in Joliet. The show is almost sold out. I heard it was selling really well for a while, and I believe with the walk-up tonight, it'll be a sold-out show. So
yeah, I think it should be, man. So
get your tickets early. Now, you and Jamie, I saw you at Reggie's a long time ago for Kingdom of Sorrow. How did that develop? You guys just hit it off and said, let's do a side project?
Well, we were friends, and in 2005, he invited Crowbar to be direct support for Hatebreed over in the UK and Ireland, and we were like, this will be great. So we did that, and we talked about doing a project, and this has happened so many times in my career where you're hanging out with guys in the other bands, and you get to talk, and you talk about doing something, and unfortunately it usually doesn't ever evolve into anything. But he called me a couple of months after that, and he's like, man, are you busy for the next, like in the next few weeks? I said, no. He goes, you want to try to start this project? This is back in like 2005, right before Hurricane Katrina. I said, yeah, absolutely. So I flew up to Connecticut for like a week, and we kind of got started with it. I think it was 3 trips up there total, and we finished up the first one, and then we did the second one in early 2000, I think 2010. Yeah, it was. So we're talking, there's talk. I mean, somewhere down the line we'll do another one. He's got so much on his plate with Hatebreed, with Josh the Solo, and with his podcast and everything else he's involved in, plus family stuff and whatnot. I got my plate full with Crowbar and just family stuff. So at some point in time we'd like to do another one, but right now all of our focus is on Crowbar and all his focus is on Hatebreed.
Kirk, who are some of your influences on guitar? How did you get started playing guitar? You just pick up a guitar and start playing? You take lessons? How did it all work out?
Never really took lessons. I mean, I fell in love with music as a young kid, and but when I heard Kiss Alive 1, that was pretty much the thing. When I heard Ace Frehley on that, it was kind of like, that's what I want to do. So just like, Dimebag and about 10 million other guys that play guitar. So, Kiss was the thing that really got me, wanting to play. And of course, when you, a couple of years later, you got, Van Halen come out, and then, which, Eddie completely, changed the whole focus about what would you could even do on a guitar. And then, immediately after that, they had the whole new wave of British heavy metal thing, come out, and all the great, traditional metal bands from England. And by that time I was already playing, and that was it, man. I just loved metal, loved music, loved playing guitar, loved writing riffs, loved playing on stage, and that's what we do.
You tour with Pantera, you're touring with Hatebreed. What other bands have you played with for the Crowbar over the years?
Oh God, everybody. I mean, we've toured with, like you mentioned earlier, with Pantera, we've toured together, with Morbid Angel, with Suffocation, with Obituary. We played festival. We toured with Paradise Lost. We played festivals with Carcass. We did a couple tours with Overkill. We played festivals with everybody from, Motorhead to Saxon to you name it. There's a lot of killer festivals. You're lucky enough. Yeah, we actually played Wacken this year, and we went on right after the Boomtown Rats, which was kind of strange, but a great show. Just everybody. I mean, it's kind of like, Napalm Death. I mean, we see all these guys who run into everybody, Sacred Reich, whatever. Every summer we run into each other, over in Europe, and we all laugh, and, everybody's got kids now and families, and, everybody's fat and bald and whatever. So it's a lot of fun, man. We made so many friends over all these years, and it just keeps on rolling,
This is Rebel Radio. I'm Scott Davidson. We're talking to Kirk from Crowbar, playing tonight. This is your last show on this tour, right? Tonight?
No, we play up until the 29th.
12, cool. Okay, I'm looking at. I'm on your.
We end in Reading, Pennsylvania, and then Avery does one show in Providence. But we just played Providence on our way up to start the tour in Syracuse. So, and we played Brooklyn also, which is a great show, and one in South Carolina. So we have to haul ass home because we fly out at noon on the 3rd of April. Our last show on this tour will be the 29th of March. We'll be home the night of the 30th. Hopefully we make it home before midnight, and then we fly out on the 3rd for 4 weeks in Europe. So we have no time at home, just enough to pay bills, do laundry, go see my daughter, and that's about it.
Get back on the road and go overseas, right?
Absolutely.
Cool. Looking forward to seeing Crowbar tonight. You guys always do a great cover. Like we played Dreamweaver here for our 420 song of the day a lot. I've seen you do Zeppelin a lot, No Quarter. You ever plan on doing a Crowbar like cover release?
We've talked about it. I mean, it's to the point now where you might as well do one because it would be a lot of fun, and nobody sells records anymore anyway. So it's not, you're not really missing out on publishing if you did a cover song, E.T. or something, just for, if we pick like 6 killer obscure tunes to redo and really hammered them out and redid them in our own style, I think it would be a lot of fun,
Yeah, I always like the way you put it through the Crowbar machine and put your flavor on it. It just makes it sound like No Quarter.
You got to rewrite it. You got to make it your own if you're going to do a cover. We've only done a couple of covers in the history of Crowbar, but they sound like Crowbar songs when we get a hold of them. And like you said, put it through the Crowbar machine.
That's for sure. Well, Kirk, I know you got a big lot of stuff to do at the Forge tonight. Thank you for calling in. We'll see you there in a little bit. What do you want to say to your fans here in Chicagoland and around the world before I let you go?
Hey, man, just thanks for all your support. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. And if you can make it out tonight, come on out. It's going to be a kick-ass, heavy-as-hell show.
We're going to play a double dose. We got a request before the interview for the song Walk with Knowledge Wisely. And we're also going to play a song right now, The Serpent Only Lies. What are those two songs about?
Well, I write metaphors, so really you can kind of, Walk with Knowledge Wisely is kind of just learn about learning in life, like taking what you've learned and trying to become a better person as you grow older. Serpent Only Lies is a lot of metaphors. You can kind of have whatever it means to you is fine with me. That's how the majority of my lyrics are.
Very cool. We'll see you tonight, Kirk. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, Scott, brother. See you in a little bit.
See you later. Here's Crowbar.
Right.
The Serpent Only Lies on Rebel Radio.